2nd, 2014 by Ellen DeGeneres. And of course, I'm looking forward to the award show to see who wins Best Picture and of course who wins in all the smaller categories as well. I will go down and break down Best Picture when we get to the end of all the other categories. Now, starting off with Best Visual Effects, there's no doubt in my mind Gravity's going to win it. Gravity's won the BAFTA, of course. I mean, it did definitely have the best visual effects, and it won the Visual Effects Association Awards as well, so I'm not going to be surprised when Gravity wins. It's probably one of the few sure shots that I can guarantee you that I am right about. Best Film Editing, it's a tough call. I think 12 Years a Slave is going to end up winning for Best Film Editing, even though Captain Phillips has a good shot. Gravity certainly has a good shot at Best Film Editing as well, but I think that it is going to go to 12 Years a Slave. Best Costume Design, I think American Hustle is going to take the award. While The Great Gatsby and 12 Years a Slave are certainly strong contenders, I don't think that anyone's going to be able to grab this award from American Hustle. The costumes in that film were amazing, were spectacular, and even though it did not win the BAFTA for costume design, it ended up winning for makeup and hairstyling, which is not nominated for, unfortunately. I think the Academy is going to give this one to American Hustle. For Best Makeup and Hairstyling, Dallas Buyers Club. I do not think that Bad Grandpa or The Lone Ranger are going to end up winning any Academy Awards. It's unfortunate for those films, but Dallas Buyers Club is definitely going to win for makeup and hairstyling. For Best Cinematography, there's a toss-up between three. You have Inside Llewyn Davis, although I think he's the least likely contender amongst these three. I think the battle is really between Gravity, which is Emmanuel Lubezki, and Prisoners, Roger Deakins. Here's the thing. They both had great cinematography. It'll be similar to Life of Pi if Gravity were to win, even though Gravity had some phenomenal cinematography. The thing is with Roger Deakins, this is his 10th nomination now. A lot of people thought he'd win for Skyfall last year. Unfortunately, he did not. So I think the Academy may end up succumbing to the fact that they have to give Roger Deakins an award sometime or the other, but I still don't think that's going to be enough to take it away from a film like Gravity. So Gravity is going to win, in my opinion, for Best Cinematography. Now, Best Production Design, I think it's a toss-up, again, between her and 12 Years a Slave. American Hustle is a strong contender, as is Gravity, as is The Great Gatsby. I don't think any of them are going to win, unfortunately. I think Her's vision of the future is certainly a extremely amazing and vivid one, and I think that production design is going to go to her, even though 12 Years a Slave could end up upsetting her. For Best Sound Mixing, I'm going to put my money on Captain Phillips. Sound mixing is more so the sound recorded on set. Even though Gravity is a good contender for this, I think Captain Phillips is going to take sound mixing without a doubt in my mind. It would be cool to see The Hobbit win, or even Lone Survivor, or even Inside Llewyn Davis, but I think that Captain Phillips has sound mixing. And even The Bourne Ultimatum, which was also directed by Paul Greengrass, ended up winning sound mixing, sound editing, and film editing about 5 to 6 years ago. For Best Sound Editing, on the other hand, I think that Gravity is going to take Best Sound Editing as well. It's definitely going to earn a lot of technical awards. It was a technical achievement, no doubt. Captain Phillips could take this award. I would love to see The Hobbit win one of the sound awards, but I don't think that is going to happen. Best Original Song is another battle. There are a lot of categories that are battles in a way between two different films. I think it's between Let It Go from Frozen and Ordinary Love from Mandela Long Walk to Freedom. Although I think that Frozen's not going to win this, it's going to go to Mandela Long Walk to Freedom. The thing is, after the passing of Nelson Mandela, which is unfortunate, I mean, that's not the reason that it's going to win. I just think it will end up getting a little bit more recognition because of that. And nonetheless, it is a extremely beautiful song, and I think the meaning of the song comes out more today. Best Original Score, I think Gravity. Yes, Gravity is going to take one more award, and this is not its final award of the night. Okay, the thing is, Gravity's score by Stephen Price was something phenomenal. The thing is, Gravity really stood out with certain aspects, and I think that is why Gravity is going to end up taking Best Original Score over her and over Saving Mr. Banks. With Best Animated Short, I'm not that well researched and I haven't seen all the films, but I think that Get a Horse is a very likely contender. With live action short, The Vroomman Problem, from what I've heard, is a very likely contender. Best Documentary Short, I really don't have much to say. I think Facing Fear could end up being the winner, but with Best Documentary Feature, the act of killing, the buzz behind this documentary is unending. I think that the act of killing is definitely going to take best documentary feature. For best foreign language film, if Blue is the Warmest Color were nominated, I would have had a pretty hard time deciding who was going to win. It's definitely between The Great Beauty and The Hunt, but I think that The Great Beauty is going to end up taking this award. It won the BAFTA, and I mean, The Great Beauty's been getting a lot more recognition lately and a lot more hype than The Hunt has. Now, with Best Animated Feature, since Monsters University is not nominated, I will have to say Frozen. I was a little disappointed that Monsters University was not nominated. While The Wind Rises could end up upsetting Frozen so that the Academy can give a different kind of animated film the award, I still think that Frozen is going to win, maybe because Wreck-It Ralph didn't win the award last year. Now, with adapted screenplay, there are 3 films that I think are strong contenders. Captain Phillips, 12 Years a Slave, and The Wolf of Wall Street. Initially, everyone thought that The Wolf of Wall Street would be the front runner when it comes to adapted screenplay. The problem is, because of the lurid content, I don't think the Academy is going to want to promote the film even more, despite nominating it for Best Picture and Best Director, by giving it the award for Best Adapted Screenplay over the film that I think that it actually wants to award, that is 12 Years a Slave. Captain Phillips won the Writers Guild of America award, but I still think that 12 Years a Slave is going to come in and take the award for Best Adapted Screenplay. For Original Screenplay, it's another battle. There are 2 films, American Hustle and Her. The thing is, Her won some awards. Her won the Writers Guild of America award and the Golden Globe, but American Hustle won the BAFTA. Then again, so did David O. Russell for Silver Linings Playbook last year, and this film did not win Best Adapted Screenplay. That was last year. It ended up going to Argo. So I'm not 100% sure. I'm having a tough time. I'm still debating on who's going to win, although I think the Academy will give it to American Hustle over Spike Jonze for Her, simply because of the fact that David O. Russell is sort of an Academy favorite. He's had 5 Academy Awards with his last award nominations with his last 3 films, 3 for directing, 2 for writing. I think it's about time he won an award. The Academy really loves him. They love his films because they pretty much nominated in almost all the categories that they can. So I think that David O. Russell is going to take this from Spike Jonze, although I will not be surprised if Spike Jonze takes the award as well. It's a very tough call. For Best Supporting Actress, this, again, it's between American Hustle and 12 Years a Slave. I think that they're going to give it to Lupita Nyong'o for 12 Years a Slave, simply because of the fact that I think that they want to give 12 Years a Slave Best Picture, and they're going to want to give it a few more awards here and there. Although Jennifer Lawrence definitely has earned her right to be on this list and perhaps even earned the award. She won the Golden Globe, she won the BAFTA, and it's going to be extremely rare if she doesn't win the Oscar as well. But the thing is, she won an Oscar last year. She's extremely young. She's got a long time to go in this industry. So I don't think that they're going to end up giving it to Jennifer Lawrence. I think that Lupita Nyong'o is going to take it from Jennifer Lawrence. For Best Supporting Actor, it's going to be Jared Leto. And while I think that if there's an upset at all, it's going to be either Michael Fassbender or Barkhad Abdi, I don't think that their performances matched up, well, at least in the general opinion, to that of Jared Leto. So Jared Leto is going to take the award, and Dallas Buyers Club is going to then earn its 2nd Academy Award. For Best Actress, it's Cate Blanchett. That's all I'm saying. There's no competition. She's won every award so far. While Meryl Streep, Judi Dench, Sandra Bullock, Amy Adams did pull off great nomination performances, I certainly don't think that anyone's going to be able to take it from Cate Blanchett. For Best Actor, I think that Matthew McConaughey could win. He's won most of the awards so far. While the Academy may tilt towards DiCaprio, I have this feeling that they're going to tilt towards DiCaprio for some reason or the other. You know, they haven't given him the award yet, and that's pissed off a lot of people, and his performance in this film was absolutely phenomenal. I just don't think that they're ready to go all that way to deny McConaughey the award just so that they can give it to DiCaprio. I don't think DiCaprio is a frontrunner in terms of his performance, even though I think Chiwetel Ejiofor could end up winning this award as well. It's going to go to Matthew McConaughey. He's kind of turned his career around. The Academy would love that. They'd love to give him the award, and I think that it's going to go to Matthew McConaughey. Now, Best Director. We're going to break down the 5 directors. I think the least likely winner is Alexander Payne. I mean, the Academy loves him. The Descendants was recognized in certain ways at the Academy Awards, of course. But I don't think that from a directing standpoint, the film has been recognized too much at other award shows. Neither has that been the case with The Wolf of Wall Street. So I don't think that Nebraska or The Wolf of Wall Street are going to end up winning. Now we have David O. Russell, American Hustle. David O. Russell, American Hustle. While again, I think the Academy is going to give him the Screenplay Award, they're not going to give him the Director Award just as yet, because I don't think American Hustle is going to win Best Picture. And then we have Steve McQueen and Alfonso Cuarón. Now, the reason this could go to Steve McQueen is because a African-American director has never won ever in the history of the last 85 years of the Academy Awards. So it's very likely that Steve McQueen wins, but the Academy will not want to feel the heat and the outrage that will come if Alfonso Cuarón doesn't win. Because what Alfonso Cuarón did, it's kind of the same reason that I think James Cameron should have won for Avatar. But then when you look at that year, in 2009, I mean the awards were hosted in 2010, James Cameron should have won for Avatar. He deserved the award, the world that he created. It's a very similar reason that Ang Lee won, and a very similar reason that I think Alfonso Cuarón is going to win. But they gave the award in James Cameron's year to Catherine Bigelow. One, because The Hurt Locker was well directed, of course, but I think more so because a female director had never won the Academy Award. So I think that Steve McQueen could end up winning this award simply because of the fact that an African American has not won this award, and of course he did a great job directing. But I still think that Alfonso Cuarón's direction is a bit too much to deal with or to battle against. So it's therefore going to go to Alfonso Cuarón. And now here we are for Best Picture. Best Picture, I'm going to eliminate films one by one, and I'm going to tell you why. Let's begin with Philomena. Philomena is the one film that I didn't exactly expect to see on the nominees list. I was a little surprised that it was nominated first. Nonetheless, I think that it is, it must be a great film if it's on this list, but I don't think it's going to win any other awards. I don't think it's received all that much buzz or hype by the general audiences for it to win the Best Picture at the Academy Awards. The same with Nebraska, even though it has a Best Director nomination, which means a lot. Another black and white film right after The Artist, a film that a lot of people just have not seen, a film with a meager box office gross. But if you take a look at The Hurt Locker again, it had a small box office gross, but was receiving a lot of recognition towards Academy Awards time. Nebraska just has not picked up as much as I had expected, and I don't think that those two films are going to win. Now, we have 6 films remaining, and the next film I'm going to eliminate is Dallas Buyers Club. Dallas Buyers Club is a good movie. It's going to end up winning 3 awards, I think, but I don't think it's going to end up winning Best Picture. That's just how I feel. I think it's a much more timid and smaller film to kind of win the Best Picture Academy Award, and it would be a massive upset if Dallas Buyers Club wins. I mean, it has a shot, no doubt, if it's going to win 3 other awards, but I don't think that it is by any means a Best Picture front runner. Now we have Her. Why I don't think it will win, I don't think it'll pick up enough awards. It will win production design, but that's about it. No director nomination. You can use the Ben Affleck debate that he was not nominated, but that was an exception. I don't think that Her was a film for everyone. I don't think that it was a film that a lot of people actually understood, and I don't think that it is going to end up winning Best Picture. Now, The Wolf of Wall Street. The Wolf of Wall Street will not win because of its lurid content. That's it. That's the simplest way to put it. A lot of films, even if they're rated R, have a more universal appeal. Like, take, for example, Argo. Argo was rated R because of some language. It had an extremely universal appeal. The Artist had an extremely universal appeal. The King's Speech won because it had a universal appeal, despite some language. Same with The Hurt Locker, same with Slumdog Millionaire, and the list is endless. Even The Departed and No Country for Old Men, in my opinion, have far more universal appeal than a film like The Wolf of Wall Street. The content is far too lurid for the Academy to even think about giving them the award. Now, I'm going to have to eliminate Captain Phillips. The thing is, Captain Phillips was a strong contender in my head, But the moment I realized that Paul Greengrass was not nominated for Best Director, I thought to myself that he's not going to end up winning. Captain Phillips was a great film. I just don't think that it's going to end up winning the Academy Award. They snubbed Tom Hanks. I don't think Barkhad Abdi is going to win. And even though it has a shot at screenplay and a couple of other awards, I just don't think that it will be considered as a solid enough film. And it's very reminiscent of United 93 in the sense that it's kind of a true story thing directed by Paul Greengrass. And that year, the winner was The Departed, if I'm not mistaken. This year, you're going to have a different winner that I can say without a doubt in my mind. Now we come to what some people are calling the big three. These three are the leaders in terms of the number of nominations with 10, 10, and 9. And I think that one of these three is going to win. The competition in Best Picture can really be split with the other 6 and these 3. That is American Hustle, Gravity, and 12 Years a Slave. I think that American Hustle, while it has a shot, is not going to win. While it did win the Golden Globe for Best Musical or Comedy, apart from that, it really has not won Best Picture at a lot of places. I don't think it's going to end up winning Supporting Actress. They're going to give it to Lupita Nyong'o. Screenplay is debatable. Costume design is going to win, but a lot of the other categories it's in are debatable. It's very hard to say that American Hustle, from an Oscar perspective, has kind of earned its award. I don't think the Academy is going to end up giving it to American Hustle. It's a film that a lot of people loved, including myself, but there were some people out there that thought it was not as great as others were saying. So because of that purpose and reason, I do not think American Hustle is going to end up winning. Now, Gravity and 12 Years a Slave, these two films have been in the running for a while. Both of them tied for the win for the Producers Guild of America award. But I don't think Gravity is going to win. This is because of, well, more than one reason. Despite the fact that it may end up winning the most awards that night, Gravity is not going to win because it was not nominated for Best Original Screenplay. The last film to win the Academy Award for Best Picture without being nominated for Screenplay was Titanic. But Titanic's a bit of an exception because it had the most number of nominations. It pretty much broke records. It won 11 Academy Awards. It was the highest grossing film of all time at the time. That had so much going for it. It's been almost 16 to 17 years since that film came out. And without a screenplay nomination, I just don't think Gravity is going to win. I think, while a lot of people love it, while it's a box office and critical success, while people of all ages have watched the film, the emotional power of 12 Years a Slave is something that a lot of people are gravitating towards. And the reason that I think that 12 Years a Slave is going to win Best Picture, despite some horrifying images, I would not say that the content is in any form lurid. It speaks about a phase in America which is extremely relevant even in today's day and age. And I think for that very purpose, 12 Years a Slave is going to end up winning Best Picture. Brad Pitt's going to get an award, which is awesome. Steve McQueen, while he may not win for director, he will end up getting an Academy Award for producing 12 Years a Slave. So to look overall, amongst the Best Picture nominees at least, Nebraska and Philomena and The Wolf of Wall Street, I don't see them winning any awards. I think Her is definitely going to pick up production design, if not screenplay as well. Captain Phillips, you're going to have sound mixing. Adapted screenplay is a tough call. I don't think that that's going to happen. And then you have American Hustle, which is going to win for costume design without a doubt. It's the screenplay and supporting actress that I think are tough. It's definitely going to win one of them, but not both. I don't think it's going to end up winning for both, which is unfortunate because I loved American Hustle. Dallas Buyers Club is going to swoop in with 3 awards, which is something I didn't really expect, but with the makeup and hairstyling, I'm not so sure that the Academy is just going to want to go with American Hustle or The Lone Ranger. That's not going to happen. Not American Hustle, Jackass Presents Bad Grandpa. I think the Dallas Buyers Club is definitely going to win for that. And, of course, the 2 acting awards, which are completely deserved. 3 Academy Award wins for Dallas Buyers Club will definitely give those who make relatively more indie and independent films a bit more hope in the sense that, Dallas Buyers Club was an extremely small film, so winning 3 Oscars is going to mean a big deal to the independent world as well. Finally, Gravity and 12 Years a Slave. Gravity is probably going to get 4 to 5 awards. I think it's going to end up winning 5, including director, visual effects, and cinematography. You cannot take away from Gravity, so it's getting at least those 3. And I think that original score and sound editing are probably going to be Gravity's as well. Sound editing the least likely, but still extremely, extremely possible. And finally, 12 Years a Slave will be crowned Best Picture winner at the Oscars. It's going to get adapted screenplay, it's going to get film editing, it's going to get Best Picture, just like Argo did. But I don't think they're going to want to give the same 3 awards to 12 Years a Slave, because 12 Years a Slave, I don't see it winning Best Director again. So they're definitely going to add in one more thing. It could be production design, although her is a strong contender. So I think more so Lupita Nyong'o as supporting actress. I'm excited to see what happens. I hope I'm right. I can't say I would be right in every category, but these are my predictions. I'd love to know what you think and what your predictions are, and I cannot wait to watch the 86th Annual Academy Awards.